Welcome in this online sessions of the 9th standard English medium. Now the lesson which I started in my previous two lectures will be continuing today in this lecture, part number 3rd. The lesson number 9, which you can see the tag behind me over the blackboard, that is the fundamental duties, rights, principles and state policy 2. Now if you go more further, this lesson is consisting more and basic topics of the theories which I am trying to explaining in this lecture part wise. So today's topic is all about the fundamental duties, that is the first one. Then we'll move to the directive principles of the state policy, especially I'll teach you about the state policy. Then we'll be continuing towards the principles related to the economic policy, also means related to the finance and the basic other matters here. So what is the main thing in this theory which we need to understand, and basically we need to conceptualize it here, that is the people of India are more aware of the rights and duties. Not only that much, we can say that duties since not today, we can say since the ancient time, and that's how just the citizens are given various fundamental rights, duties, principles and their policies too here, where we can say they're incorporated by the constitutional remedies amendment, since we can say that is the 1976, that you should remember out here, that 1976. Okay, so if you go more further, we can say that the fundamental duty aims to include or we can say inculcate the love for the nation, national integrity and also various ideas. How much you are dignitefully, how much you are dedicated towards your nation, that is also somehow proved in this kinds of theories. And also if you can say that thereby helping each other, helping to the nation, helping every citizen of the India should be also one of the contributive part towards the protection of national economic, or we can say integrity, sovereignty, secularism and the peace also. So when you are actually devoted towards your nation, then only we can say that the nation could be developing here. So if we go more further in the detail, this is divided into the basic parts, okay, to live harmoniously with the nature and also the fundamental duties which are actually to be obeyed by us. So we'll start the reading the basic things related into the 7 to 8 parts in this lesson. So basically 7 to 8 parts, but it is more than 10 parts here. So if you go more further, the first is that why we are actually following the fundamental duties, what are the reason for that. So the first reason can be there to abide by the constitution and respect its ideal, institution and national flag also, and the anthem too. So we are actually living in India, that's why we need to respect our national anthem, national flag and the constitutional rights, rules, remedies and principles too here. Always we should also respect our national anthem too here. Second one is that to cherish the fellow, or we can say to cherish the follow the noble and in which inspired national struggle, freedom fighting, or if whenever the nation is needing, we need to go for the freedom fighting objective war also. Third thing is that to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and the integrity of the India. We should live together. Okay, what are the fundamental rights that I am telling you, including the duties? What are your duties here according to the fundamental rights, rules, regulations, principles and the state policy here? You need to live together, you need to support together everyone, and also you need to live in a peaceful nature, and therefore only you can subject these fundamental duties in a proper way. Then if you go more further, we can say that to defend the country on the national level also. Whenever the nation is in the problem, we need to protect the country internally, externally, and whenever they are calling us for the war, means the country calls us for the war, country needs us for the war, we should go and fight with the enemies also for the mother India here. So therefore we can say that to promote the harmony also it is needing, and also the spirit of common brotherhoodship should be also there, and we should not practice any illegal activities which is illegal and harmful towards the nation and towards the country also. So this is the fifth one. And if we go more to the sixth one, then we can say that to value and preserve rich and composite heritage and culture also. Whenever you are going to visit any kind of natural heritage, cultural heritage or the monumental heritage also, you should not ruin that out, you should not disturb that out, you should respectfully observe all the heritage. You can visit in all the part of India, but without creating any kind of disturbance or the destruction towards the ancient monument, building, sculpture or any religion here. So that's the basic thing here. Now the seventh says that it also recovers to protection of the natural environment, and we can say that like forest, river, lake, pond and a mountain, plateaus, whatever you see, you should not make them to destruct. You should protect them and also improve them, because that is only our culture. to protect everything and also to improve everything, because without the protection and without the improvement we are not going to have this kinds of thing in the future. So we need to focus on that kind of theories also. The eighth one says that, as I told you, it is more than the 8 and 10 also. The eighth one said that to develop the scientific temper humanism also, you need to go on the inquiry on the reforms where we can develop our country on the scientific reform also. We should build our own satellites, we should build our own GPS signals, we should also build up our own we can say other airplanes and many more kinds of things here. So we should go technically as well as scientifically also. The ninth one says that to safeguard the policy property and absorb the violence. If there is any violence, should not support that. Being an Indian people, don't start any violence nor support any violence. But if there is any violence, unfortunately, then you should go and you should try to save that thing here. And that is only duties, that is only the duties that we need to understand, my dear students. So therefore we need to understand, actually I am trying to make you understand what is the fundamental duty according to 1976 amendment here. The 10th one says that to strive the excellence and to also support the India individually. Collectively activities are done, then we should go and somehow raise the achievement level of the India. We should work in all the field and category. We should take the business of India on a higher level, economical progress on the higher level, and many more things on the higher level. So the 11th one says that who is a parent or the guardian. If you are a parent or a guardian, then you should provide the opportunity for the education of your child, because education to a kid is the basic key where he or she will be developing out here. So these are the basic factors related to the fundamental development as well the duties also. Now if you go more further, 6th January is celebrated as the fundamental day and fundamental duties day also in India, and all of these duties, some of the duties are also baked over the, we can say, law. Baked over the law means some duties are compulsory there which we need to also understand, that is baked under the law. And that is how I'm trying to make you understand what is the fundamental duties and fundamental principles and also your rights and rules regulation in this part of the lesson here. So the general theory is relating not only with this kinds of concept, it is also going with the basic other concept, which is a proper key towards the concept here. So we can say that also it is our duty and responsibility of a citizen to see various social evil customs prevailing, and they should be somehow stopped out, to cancel, to identify which kind of evil systems are working, and they should be somehow cancelled apart here. And also we must be aware of the criminal activities in our area, in the society and all. Also we can say that citizens propagate importance and also utilization of the fundamental duties, rules, regulations and development also. We should have feeling towards the nationalism, we should have some kinds of responsibility towards our nation, and that's how we can develop this kinds of thing, by exploring new things related to the societies also, not by the exploitation of the society, because it is a dangerous part of the theory. So this is like first example of the fundamental duties, okay, 1976. Now if you go more further towards the directive principle, what is the directive principle? First of all, you need to understand directive principles related to a state and its policy. Then we can say that directive principles state have been important. See, you need to understand this paragraph, this theory very clearly, okay, which is incorporated in the chapter number 5th, or we can say chapter number 4th also, which I have already taught you in the earlier lecture. Means directive principle example is given already in the chapter number 4 of this lesson. Now related to the constitution. So the objective of the directive principle of the state policy is to guide present and future generation and also the system. Therefore, center and the state government in the policy making in the various policy related fields should be also subjected well, they should be also defined well, they should be also examined well before putting any rules and regulations on the people. Along with that, the principles and the directive policies means we can say the state is not bound to fulfill them. Always the state is not bound to fulfill all the demand of the people. Some demands are unnecessary. So we can say that the policy related fielding and the policy related the principal activities, the state is not bound to fill all the responsibility here, but we can say that it is moral responsibility of the state to keep the principles in the center of the framing any policy here. Means, see, state should take care that his the state's people are obeying all the rules and regulations or not. That is the basic thing of the directive policies and the principle. So there are no provisions for the constitution to implement these principles of the law, and therefore we can say the fundamental principle do not provide any legal support, any legal right, any legal action. We need to go very much practically there. And in this basic theory, it also means that attempt of establishing the basic theory of the nation here. Now if we talk about, we can say Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, what he said, that to rule the regime, the principles are the foundation. As per him, to rule any kind of the regime, the sultanate, you need a proper principle. Means the principle, the rules are the foundation of any kind of developing nation or a developed nation. Along with that, it means that attempt to establish political democracy in our constitution. Political democracy is incomplete without social economical democracy here. Political democracy means what? You know, a political power, a political party, a political government is incomplete without the people. So we need to take people, common general people, in the first place, and we need to give them the first priority so that they can elect the parties, the government can run out from that here. Means government can work out in that. So the Indian constitution has included directive principle actually from the state policy. Every state is having their different policy, but all the policies are under the central government. Okay, so therefore we can say that 4 sections are there amended here. So the kind of country that we want to create, the kind of society that we want to construct, and the vision of reflected in these kinds of directive principle and policies here. Now what is directive policy and principle? It is actually which kind of society we want to see in India, which kind of nation we want to make India, which kind of rules we want to make in India so that crime level should be going down. This all the systematic things are given towards a state policy, and every state is accepting this kind of thing under the jurisdiction of the central government. Therefore we can say that the primary aim of these kinds of policies, principle, establishment social system based on the social, then economical and political justice also. What is that? That is, economically you should be getting some justice. If you are looted out, government can help you out. Politically you should be getting the justice. As well economical, then political justice, and these principles are also, we can say, about to implement the objectives of the ideas, theories and basic details here on the preamble. Now as I discussed you in the previous lecture, what is preamble? Preamble is the basic soul of the constitution, as the Babasaheb Ambedkar is the soul of the constitution, but we can say that without the preamble the constitution is incomplete. So we need to also understand the preamble. It's like a guidebook to the constitution. So therefore we can say the directive principles are actually directions by given the constitution to the union of the state government, and also to adopt such of the policies in which help should be established unbiased society in our country. Unbiased society means what? You know, the society should not be having any kind of discrimination regarding any kind of caste, creed, people, color, their religion, language, thought, mythology and their region. Society means samaj. Our society should be establishing complete united you can say features in which all the people should be welcome there. Nobody should be discriminated in that kind of region here. That's why we need to create some kinds of good mentality according to the, you can say, directive principles of every state and its policy. And if we go more further, so we can say that the primary aim of the principle is to establish social system. Okay, and therefore we can say economically, politically, as I said, your justice should be done. Then principles of about implementation, objective ideas presented in the preamble should be also regarded here. And therefore we can say that these principles are not included actually in the constitution. These are the special principles, rules, regulation regarded from the directive policies of the preamble, and therefore we can say the principles do not serve which legal rights or the legal breaking rules and utilization, they should be taken apart. So if you go more further, for the proper administration, the state should understand the principles of the channelized rules and regulation. Means a rule should be made there in which everybody should be equal, and that rule should be helping to the people also, as well as giving the punishment to the people also who are illegally attached with some kinds of activity or the criminology too here. Therefore we can say that these kinds of directive principles are also divided into the basic sections. Means After understanding the directive policies and the principles related to the constitution, these kinds of policies, we can say policies are related with the different divisions also. So if you go more further, the divisions can be divided into like principles related to the economic policies, or we can say principles related to the equal pay work policy, or we can say that principles related to the general theory of the other, we can say state and the related social policy also. So these are the basic policies which are related with the we can say the policy of the state policy to here. So if you go more further in the we can say detail, then we can say that whatever rules and regulations are actually made, they are actually made on the unbiased feature. Nobody is biased in that. Other than we can say that they are also somehow not humiliating any human rights. Along with that, they're not only focusing one caste, creed or the religion or the sect also. They actually have made some special quotas for some special backward classes, but in the general we can say that they follow all the rules and regulations for the development of a country, state policy, principles and the people too here. Now if you go more further, economy, see, if the government is thinking about this kinds of best thing, then government must be thinking about the economy too here. That we need to understand, my dear students here. See, principles related to the economic policy. Principles means the rules related to the earning policy, okay, to the fundamental currency policy. So if we go more further, the principles related to the economical policies are we can say like it is actually for the modification of the policy, economic policy, and there are some principles which are given there, means how a country's economic balance can be modified to the best way, so that the people of that nation, or if you just take an example, the people of India or the people of that area should be getting all the benefits seasonal wise, means we can say decade wise. Every in the 10 years, 5 years, they should be getting the profit, and there should be improvement inside the economical policies, trading, business, international marketing, overseas department, and many kind of things here. So therefore we can say that it is also divided into the basic 7 to 10 basic parts of that, and I will read that one by one that you need to understand here. So the first is that equal distribution should be there. Equal distribution to the wealth source among all the classes for the welfare of the citizen. Equal distribution means what? It doesn't mean that a doctor is earning that much, a carpenter will be also earning. It is actually like a doctor is earning according to his qualification, work, grade and then post also. But same as if a carpenter is there, or if a teacher is there, if any kind of other people are there, then they should be actually working and they should be getting whatever the pay graph according to their profession is given there, exactly towards that. That is the equal distribution here. Along with that, we can say that welfare of the citizen can be done only when the living standard is increasing. So the government is also thinking that how we can improve the living standard. Now the second is that asset, production, properties, okay, should be distributed among the central government sections of the people only by the state administration. It means that whatever ancient buildings are there, monuments are there, if there is any battle between two kinds of caste class, then that property, asset, monument, document should be divided equally between two of the groups who are actually claiming that. So that is also one of the basic theory about relating this kinds of thing. Then equal pay to the equal work for the both men and women. In this school, if the teacher is female and the teacher is male, they both are working same in the different kinds of field of the work in a school, then it's not like that the men will be getting more salary than the female, and female will get the less salary just because she is a girl and she is not doing well. She is actually doing well, but the government and the general people need to understand the theory that women are equal to the men and they should be getting the same salary if they are having the same post. So therefore we can say that some provisions are also made for the good food also. Then labor health also, working at the places should be somehow created, that labor should be working in the places where haphazard accidents should not be taking place. So the safety also is coming first here. Unhygienic places are there, unhealthy places are there. The matter to be should not be allowed without any kind of safeguard of the instructions, as well safeguard of the you can say suit, then their safety materials and all. And if it is going without safety, we can say any company is there, any working site is there, any cleaning business is, or any cleaning we can say job is there, if any kind of helper, labor or engineer is going there, then they should be having a proper safety provided by the government or the institute or the management under which they are actually working out here. So therefore we can say that it is containing men, women, young children also, if they are working at unhygienic, unhealthy unhealthy places, then they should be removed from here, and there should be a legal case upon the people who are actually buying them or hiring them to do that kind of work also here. You might have seen the small girls and the boys are working at the brick making industry, at the packing industry, and many more other industries. So they are also coming inside the child labor. So that is a crime actually. So these kinds of kids should not be sent there, or the mothers should not be also sent there. Along with that, we can say state should promote cooperate in the administration of the industry by the laborers also. If the laborers are needing, then state policies should be helping the industries as well. Industries should be giving the proper wages towards the labor also, so that all the labor should be interested to come and do their duty here. Along with that, protection of children, then youth against exploitation, general moral, then material abundance, and living a healthy life, dignified environment should be also there. And these problems should be developed. These problems should not be developed here in the state or regarding state policy here. See my dear students are exploited to be sent before the school भेजने से बच्चों को कहीं ना कहीं पेरेंट्स काम पे लगा देते हैं, तो ये भी गलत है. एज वेल एज युवा यानी कि द यूथ, द यंगस्टर्स आर गोइंग इनसाइड द रैलीज, दैट इज ऑल्सो रॉन्ग हियर. सो वी शुड सपोर्ट द डायरेक्टर प्रिंसिपल्स, और वी कैन से स्टेट पॉलिसीज. इकोनॉमिकली वी कैन ऑल्सो सपोर्ट देम बाय गिविंग सम अमाउंट ऑफ कंपनसेशंस, और वी कैन से स्कॉलरशिप टू द स्टूडेंट्स. अगर स्कॉलरशिप मिलता है, मेरी बात ध्यान से सुनिए आप, अगर स्कूल्स में स्कॉलरशिप मिलता है ऐसे बच्चों को जिनके पेरेंट्स स्कूल अफोर्ड नहीं कर पाए, तो शायद वो बच्चा पढ़ जाएगा. बट अगर स्कॉलरशिप्स गवर्नमेंट नहीं देती है, फाइनेंशियली इकोनॉमिकली गवर्नमेंट हेल्प नहीं करे, तो वो बच्चा खेती में जाएगा, या फिर वो दुकान पे बैठेगा, या फिर कहीं ब्रिक इंडस्ट्री में चला जाएगा, तो वो पढ़ नहीं पाता है. सो उसके आगे आने वाला पूरा एक चेन फॉर्मेशन, यानी कि उसके किड्स वो भी गरीब होते हैं, तो ये पूरा एक चेन फॉर्मेशन जाता है, साथ साथ भारत भी गरीब होता है. सो वी नीड टू हेल्प दिस काइंड्स ऑफ किड्स बाय गिविंग सम काइंड्स ऑफ money, and government should also come forward in supporting these kinds of things also. So we can say that okay, these are the general thing which we need to protect out here, and same as many more kinds of rules regulations are also there. Now if you go more for the relief leave funds are there, they should be guaranteed here. And also we can say that okay, delivery, somehow we can say agriculture production, animal husbandry, okay, pisciculture, the fish farming, or we can say breeding like donkeys, bullocks, cow, halting of the cows and slaughterhouses are there, they should be banned out here. But if you talk about the farming and all, a draft should be drawn with the livestock of the animals who are actually used out for the production. Means there should be rules and regulation, there should be an amount in the fish farming, in the poultry farming, in the cows husbandries and all, कि भाई इन एनिमल्स को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होना चाहिए, and then only they should be using that kind of industry and the products too here. So therefore we can say that this is all the game of a well India, a good India, a powerful India also. Now relief and leave, we can say at the time of delivery should be also provided to the woman. Workers insurance are there, bonus are there, EPF are there, maternity leave is there, then somehow we can say some of the personal problems are there, they should be also sorted out properly. Means if a girl is working inside the industry, inside a school, any business department, she should be getting at least a maternity leave. Maternity leave means before she is going to deliver a child, she need to get at least 6 months of the leave from her job, and she should deliver the baby, and then after becoming healthy she can join the school or any business compound campus, or we can say any kind of industry where she belongs to. उसे निकाला नहीं जा सकता है, because she is actually trying to give birth to a new child, she is unable to actually work on the state of matter. So now she should be getting the leave, और government ये देना ही पड़ता है government को. So we can say that कि the girls are also getting some kinds of material, or we can say like maternity leave here. Now to organize agriculture, milk production, cattle rearing, a draft should be made here. Okay, what amount of graphs should be there regarded to the animal production of their products also. So that is also so that no any animal or the bird should be exploited out. So equal legal rights to all the states, all the organizations, free legal services to the desire of the citizens who are financially feeble, as well principles in getting so should be also there. Means government should help the poor people by making some kinds of advance schemes and many more kinds of things here, so that poor people at least they could get their own benefits. And apart from that, not only getting their benefits, they should be also working in such a way that they should at least fill their stomach 2 times a day, and they should have a small house here. So therefore we can say that equal legal rights should be there given by the government to everybody, as well the government should come forward in order to support the poor people. and that is only the basic thing which I'm trying to make you explain, my dear students, in this lecture. So this is the basic theory about the related policies and the principles of the equal justice related economical policies. And if you go more further, then we can say that principles related to the social policies are also there. Now what is the social policy? See, we need to understand here, we read about state policy, economic policy, duties, and now here social. Now what is social policy? Social life where you and I, we both are living here. So weaker section of the society, it is called the scheduled class, okay, scheduled tribe and the backward class here. साथ we can say that educational amendments are there, rights to be confirmed to be given in a concern by the state here. SC, ST or the OBC should be getting some extra seats inside the examination, inside the job, inside the reservation quota, and inside the schools also. They should be given extra promotion from the government. Why? Because these kinds of class are not well developed. That's why they need to lift it up. Means they need to support this up to the level. Along with that, we can say that uniform civil code should be also there. Uniform civil code means somehow we can say in the school, in the management, in the company, compound, campus, business, anywhere, everybody should be getting the same equal uniform and dresses, so that no one could be different looking by the caste class or the get up here. Everybody should be looking the same. So somehow we can say that in this step concerned, the steps are also taken in the social justification of the people in the matter of marriage, in the divorce, adaptation, and we can say juvenile custody, the small kids cases and all, as well as asset means the property also, and the state matter too. Here means the government is actually working specially to help this kinds of backward class of the people who are coming from the SC, ST or the OBC. Dekho my dear student, let me clear you very clearly, backward class of people doesn't mean that they actually belong from the lower grade of the family. No, it means that actually in their class and category there is less amount of education, and therefore the job opportunities are also getting less in that kind of caste and class. I'm not telling that कि ये नीची जाति होता है या ऊंची जाति होता है, ये गलत है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. कोई भी जाति नीची या ऊंची नहीं होती है. We can say that all are equal, but according to the financial growth, government is trying to make you understand that कि ऐसे कुछ जातियाँ जो SC, ST and OBC से belong करते हैं, इनको थोड़ा support की ज़रूरत है. So government is supporting them also by giving some kinds of subsidies and also giving some kinds of special reservation quota in which they can uplift themselves. ये बस इतना सा होता है. बाकी you don't think that कि lower caste होते हैं, higher caste होते हैं. No, all the castes are equal and we all are Indian from the family and from the heart here. So therefore we can say the state should make provisions to support and educate in the matters of this kinds of rights, rules, regulation, employment. Also in the old ages, we can say some of the compensations of the we can say pensions plan should be given to them, and if they are ill, then the free treatment should be also given them in the regarding wise here. So we can say that in this way poverty can be also somehow eradicated. So this is the basic theory about the directive principles of the social policy. Socially गवर्नमेंट क्या करना चाहती है? ओके, कुछ ऐसे जो पिछात वर्ग है, यानी कि जो वर्ग एक ऐसे वर्ग जो अभी डेवलप नहीं हो पा रहे हैं, उनको आगे लाने की ज़रूरत है. एंड दैट्स व्हाई गवर्नमेंट इज मेकिंग मैक्सिमम काइंड्स ऑफ different rules, regulations, fundamental theories, and also beneficial account of the theory towards them. So this is the basic thing related to the factor here. I will make you understand the other basic principles of the related international policies, and also in the other lecture I will make you understand about the educational and cultural policies and many more policies related to health policies also in some other lecture. This lecture was still here only. You can keep revising, my dear student, and we'll meet in the part number 4 of the same lecture. Till then you can take care, keep revising. This is lesson number 9, English medium class 9th SS, and the lesson's name is Fundamental Rights, Duties, State Policies and the Principles here. Take care. Jai Hind.